But I need to take you even deeper. I actually need to make things worse before we can make things better. So let's talk about catastrophic. Let's look at a different kind of thing. I want to take you, if I can, through a bit of a journey. Here you go. This is the Earth. This is where you live. This is where you live in your neighborhood, the solar system. Here's the distance to scale between the Earth and the Moon. Doesn't look too far, does it? Think again. Inside that distance, you could fit every planet in our solar system nice and neatly with about 5,000 miles to spare. We periodically hear about comets and don't think much about it, but here's what one looks like compared with Los Angeles. However, that's nothing. There are more stars in space than there are grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Remember how big our sun was compared to the Earth? Look how tiny our sun is compared to VY Canis Majoris. It's 1 billion times bigger than our sun, but none of these compares to the size of the galaxy. In fact, this is us in the Milky Way. Yet all the stars you see at night are inside this little yellow circle. Did I get that right? There it is right there, okay? All right, now we can go. Let's think bigger. In just this picture taken by the Hubble telescope, there are thousands and thousands of galaxies, each containing millions of stars, each with their own planets. Yet what you just saw is a picture of a very small part of the universe, all coming from right about there. All right, so to sum up, this is your home. And here is your home in the solar system. This is your solar system in the solar system neighborhood. This is your solar system neighborhood in the Milky Way galaxy. This is your Milky Way galaxy in the local galactic group of galaxies. And here's that local galactic group of galaxies in the Virgo supercluster. Here's the Virgo supercluster in among the local superclusters, and here's the local superclusters in the observable universe, everything that we can see. All right. So what was the point of that? Here's the point. The first two aren't fun. All right, the first one is this, guys. I basically went through that and showed you that to, number one, cause you to sit back and go, dang, I am so small in all of this. Not terribly fun. Feels insignificant, all right? Here's the second thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to also show you, based on everything you just saw, that there are a lot more uncontrollable things in your life than you knew about. Whoa. Not fun. 3 and 4 are a lot more fun. The third thing is this, guys, is that based on very clearly what we've been able to do through our seminar, Creation versus Evolution, that's in the third book as well, the reality is we can prove Darwinian macroevolution is horrible science, not true. We can prove that. We can actually show that God created everything we see. The third thing's good. The fourth thing's even better. Guys, do you realize the level of power that God has to enable us to be able to deal with the problems, the difficulties, the unchangeables, the things that are out of our control is crazy. Therefore, the response is, guys, it makes all the sense in the world that we would trust the God that can make all of that with the things that we can't control. Now think about it. In a month or so, we're going to be having Easter. And at Easter, it's very common that you end up talking about the resurrection. Do you realize that that discussion about the resurrection is actually the discussion of fixing the biggest uncontrollable that we deal with, and that is death? God comes along and says, I got this. He actually shows us very clearly how to be able to handle that and turn that into success through what we see in the resurrection. Now, it would be fair to look at this and go, okay, David, wait a minute. Now, so you're telling me that I'm not supposed to worry, right? I'm not supposed to do that, and here's how you go through that process. Does that even make any sense? Actually, I think it does. So let's be logical for just a minute on a Sunday morning. Let's just be logical. Guys, most of the things that we worry about, would you not agree that they are the unchangeables in our life? And the point is this. If we can fix or if we can change the thing we're worried about, we typically go ahead and do that so we don't have to worry about it anymore. So the things that usually fall on our plate are the things that we simply can't change. They are uncontrollable. So if they're uncontrollable anyway, and if there's nothing you and I can do about these things that we're worrying about, do you see the logic that provides when instead of freaking out and worrying about it, we simply do this?
How do I do that?
Walk away.
Walking away.
I don't know if you have to hide behind a refrigerator, but the point is, we walk away. Because, guys, it just makes logical sense if these things are out of our control that, well, nothing I can do about it, leave it with God and walk away. Kind of interesting, Corey ten Boom made a statement there that worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It only empties today of its strength. Guys, that's so true. Now here's the second thing. This really changed my life when I got a hold of this. The second step you got to get a hold of to be able to do this well, guys, is you have to recognize the difference between the stuff of life and the fluff of life. Okay? The stuff of life and the fluff of life. If we can learn to do this, you're going to get rid of an awful lot of your worry right there. Have you ever noticed that we have a tendency to worry about things that really aren't terribly significant? Like, I'm really sorry that person unfriended you on Facebook. Not that big of a deal, all right? But it can freak us out. It can ruin our life. Guys, listen. When we start looking and giving things weight that they deserve, going, it's not that really big a deal. I'm not going to ruin my life over that. We start focusing on things that ultimately matter. That's the stuff of life. We start looking at the fluff of life and realizing there's no point that should be messing up my life, and we step away from it. Guys, that reality changes absolutely everything.